Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of the Audioprism Show. I am your host, Vanessa Hundley, aka your auditory muse for all things musical and movies and entertainment and whatever else that I can think of that is entertainment related. I have some really great announcements. Of course, I want to say it's nice to be back in the Chisel Multimedia studios today. They are our new production engineers as well. So now we are going live straight through Chisel and their fabulous studio here that we have in Smyrna, Georgia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with my special announcements. Of course, I want to remind you again about the wedding book that I'm featured in because, you know, the fall wedding season is happening. It has been weddings for the last couple weeks for me. And, you know, every wedding is so special and so different. And I'm honored to be a part of every single one. And it's amazing to see, you know, everybody coming together and showing so much love through these functions. And this book features interviews with DJ entertainers and wedding professionals from across the country and beyond. I think we even might have a couple from Canada in there. And you get really a deeper look at the wedding from our perspective and the things that we are looking for and things that can make your experience smoother as well as our experience smoother, you know, and just make it a complete wonderful experience for everybody involved. So yes, please check that out on Amazon.com. The digital version is $9.99 and it's called Remarkable Receptions, Conversations with Elite DJ Entertainers and Wedding Professionals. I also want to remind you guys about the weekly events that I am part of. Of course, every Sunday and Thursday, you can find me at G's Midtown Sunday for Sunday Fun Day Karaoke. That starts at 6 p.m., goes till 11 p.m. And then we also on Thursdays have musicology karaoke at G's Midtown, and that's from 9 p.m. until 1 a.m. And what we do on Thursdays is we'll pick a special theme. It could be anything from a decade. Sometimes it'll be something like hot and cold. It could be pop princesses. It could be whatever I feel like that is fun. Sometimes they'll have a bearing on musical news. So if we lose a really important artist, we'll have a tribute night for them, especially if they have the library to support it. You know, those legendary ones usually just have so many songs to choose from that it's a lot of fun to sit there and get involved in our different themes. But of course, you don't have to sing in theme. You can sing whatever you want. You know, but if you do sing in theme, we do a drawing for $25 G's cash. So just a little way to encourage you to have fun, stretch your karaoke wings, and, you know, keep improving yourself as you know, build your library of stuff so you can become like the one-hit wonder of karaoke. And on that same note, we have entertainment. I am scheduling the entertainment Tuesdays through Saturdays at Metro Cafe Diner downtown. We have some wonderful entertainers, including DJ JJ, DJ Jessica, It's All Good Williams, who you are going to hear from later in this episode with the All Good Minutes. And also we have Christy, aka DJ Sass, who came to us from California. She's been in Atlanta for about a year now, and she has come in and just totally rocked it out. And we're so happy to have her as part of the Audioprism team. Of course, you've got karaoke 7 nights a week at Metro Cafe Diner, so you can join Rob, DJ Rob Constantine, Sundays and Mondays for your usual karaoke lineup there. So 7 nights a week, guys, karaoke, dancing, we dance, we sing, we just go nuts. That's every week, pretty much every night. Starts at 9 p.m. and goes till 3 a.m. every day except for Sunday, where we have to stop at midnight because welcome to the blue laws of Georgia. This particular Friday, which is Friday, June 23rd, I have the Simi's monthly soiree at La Meridian. La Meridian Perimeter Hotel is a really lovely hotel right around the Georgia perimeter, around 285, and it's near Perimeter Mall. So you just look up La Meridian Perimeter. And what we do is we start out the night with a really cool mix of Ibiza style kind of house music. It's very rhythmic and very dancey, and there's some really great vocals in it and kind of get some nice world sounds. But then, of course, you know, once everybody gets warmed up a little bit, we have a lot of your favorite 80s, 90s, and of course the biggest hits of today, anything you can dance to. And I will be spinning live on that portion from 8:30 to 12:30. But get there a little early, guys. It's a $5 entry fee, but also bring a business card because they do drawings all night long where you can win hotel stays at the fabulous Le Meridian or restaurant gift certificates for some of the really nice restaurants that they have in their establishment. So again, that's this Friday, June 23rd, Simi's monthly soiree at Le Meridian. I want to give a huge shout out to Just Steph, which is Steph at the Just Steph Show. She is on Love 860 AM every Thursday morning from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. And her show focuses on love and laughter and health. She really looks at what she calls second lifers, which are people that, you have a life and you spend a huge part of time in that segment of your life, but then maybe that part of your life develops or changes. Maybe your kids grow up or go away. Maybe you change professions. Maybe you get divorced. Maybe you get married. Maybe it's just anything where you have a different leg of your life and how to get reestablished and how to get yourself jump-started in that. And I had the fortune of guest hosting for her, and that was on April 27th. And I had Megan McCarthy, who is Atlanta's Healthy Chef. You can actually go back into the January episode from 2017 of the Audioprism Show and see my interview with Megan. But you could also go to my website right now, which is www.audioprism, like entertainment, but way shorter, .com. And you will actually go to the watch and listen page, and the whole interview of me guest hosting Steph's show with Megan McCarthy is on there. And you can get great tips on food that will help your energy, help you battle those midsummer blues, which I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but we can get so busy that we stress ourselves out. And she's got some wonderful smoothie ideas and food items that you'll want to add to your diet to help you kind of combat those feelings of being tired or being worn out or maybe just not feeling quite as summery as you would like to. And of course, we have to talk about the No Strings Attached E-News Online International Film Festival. The website is now live, ladies and gentlemen. You can see it right here on the screen, nostringsattached-enews.com/online film festival. And that is we have brought Shammy Media on board, and they'll be doing distribution deals for some of our top winners from the category. So you can see we've got different categories here. We have 11 different categories. We have our early bird registration, our regular registration, and our late registration. Early bird registration for your film or web series is only $15. So it's a great time to jump in there if you've got a finished product. Unfortunately, we can't take any products that are still in the works just due to the timeline of the event and our judges needing to be able to consider them. But all of that information you will find at this website, and you can find a link to it on my website as well. It's right on the front page. It says win a distribution deal, and you can click on that, go straight to the website, and find out everything you need to know about entering your film or web series into the No Strings Attached E-News Online International Film Festival. Ha! And I'm going to practice saying that really fast because I think that would be great tongue-twisting exercise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget on that website you can also find sponsorship opportunities, by the way. I did need to mention that as well. And they start at just $100, and you could get international exposure for your business. And it could be any kind of business. So if you love to serve food, guess what? Actors need to eat. So we adore food. And if you've got popcorn, or you're a gourmet popcorn person, or you have a special slushy machine, or you've got just anything, you can also get into if you're a movie theater. Of course, we'd love to have any movie theaters, independent people, producers. If you have a production studio that you want to promote, these are great ways to get this out in front of a lot of people. And you can find those sponsorship opportunities on that website as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for my first guest. We're going to bring up Tony.
I can do anything. I can reach any goal.
Showing the video. All right, Tony, thank you so much for joining me here. I'm going to scoot a little bit closer so you can speak into my microphone.
Okay.
And you have to project Tony. Tony's very quiet. I've known him for several years, but he puts all his passion into his drawing. But we're going to draw a little bit out of him on the vocal side of things.
Okay. Well, I'm a caricature artist. Been hired by various groups around Atlanta to do various drawings. I can illustrate a caricature in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Which is a really good time.
A couple in about 10 to 15 minutes, short of that. Usually a little black and white. I needed a couple chairs, a pad, pencil, and a Sharpie. Get me going on. That's it.
Now, when I first met you, you were doing a lot of sign design for Publix and some other stores. So that's another one of the things that you do, because you have this beautiful calligraphy that really, really makes a nice presentation when you're sitting there. And I have tons of cards from him from over the years. So he does beautiful designer cards for Mother's Day, for birthdays, for holidays, you name it. You can find a lot of ways to use Tony's art style, not just doing caricatures. But how long have you been, I don't think you started out doing caricatures, but obviously you've drawn for quite some time.
Right. I recently drew portraits.
Yes.
And it was a challenge in college. I graduated from Florida State, and before I graduated, it was a challenge to draw my professors for a banquet function. And I spoke with one of my key professors. He said, "How did you do that?" I said, "Well, I see you guys on a regular basis, and I actually drew you as caricatures from memory." And he said, "I can't do that." And that was a bell went off in my head that says, I'm gonna have to play with that.
Yeah.
So that's been through the 80s, through the 90s, and came out of Tallahassee with that, and then came into Atlanta market with that. And I've done I've got a degree in design that comes with my sign making. I do airbrushing. I design banners. I design T-shirts.
It's very impressive banners, especially for graduation. I have one for my daughter from when she graduated, and of course we're going to keep that forever, and eventually try to figure out how we can factor it into our decor. But, it's pretty big, but amazing.
Any events? I've done some events with DJ Audioprism a few times. I mentioned the Toys for Tots function.
Yes, absolutely. The Jingle Mingle.
We've done that for about a dozen years now, illustrating at the Grand Ballroom function at various hotels that they've set up. The last one was with, can I name the name?
Yes.
Ravinia's on Ashford Dunwoody as one of the places, 5-star places. I sit. My little, should I tell them my secret?
Yes.
Okay, I shouldn't do this.
I don't know. It depends how valuable is your secret.
Well, it's, knowing ladies are all dressed to the nines. They're in heels. And they look nice, but they want to get off those heels.
Yes.
Chill out for a minute. I'll offer a chair. Lovely lady sitting down. I say, I'll make a deal with you. If you sit down in my chair, I'll draw a caricature of you. Actually, what it does, the drawing power, literally, brings people in to see what's going on. I have had drawings hanging around on display of what I do, but until I am actually doing it, it's a magnetic effect, and people see me and actually, oh, that's how it gets done. They finally see what's hanging up there, but they see how it actually gets done.
Right.
And there it is, and I'm in the middle of drawing, and it takes about, conversation happens, and next thing I know, we learn a little bit about each other. I'm in a finish mode at that point. Pencil in, and a Sharpie out, and I'll have it done in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Nice.
That's actually the secret of
I'm kind of reeling them in. That is, you always gotta find the bait to land your prey.
Prey, yeah. I'll ask them, would you like to be my first victim? And Jeff, of course.
That works really well on Halloween, by the way.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Well, let's look at some of your drawings here.
Here's a rough one here. Here's one of a coworker. These are
all right. So we have a coworker. This is Taniqua, I believe, is what it says. So you can see, you got a little,
again, because she changed her hair.
Oh, and then, she got her hair. So you see, you got different iterations of the person.
And there's Debbie. I did that one at
here is
at the World
Debbie.
Congress Center about 2 weeks ago.
Nice. That was very well.
She let me hold on to it. She was one of the people that I did, and that was the one. She was that very same sort of person who initiated everything. And she was a drawing power, and next thing you know, a lot of people are coming. This was done at G's.
Ah, okay. Yes. All right. So we got this one from G's.
And here's another one. since K. And this young lady, I've got to get her name, but I also do calligraphy lettering on.
There we
for their
go.
names.
Here I am fawning over them. I go, go over this way.
I don't have one. I have done so many of her, but I have one. I'll be producing another one soon. Don't worry.
Well, it's actually super fun that like all the bodies aren't the same either, because like if you and it's kind of a little hard to see on here, but if you see them, they've all got like little different outfits on, or you know, they're kind of like, well, some of them are a little superhero, like Superwoman with like the. There we go. Here's a simple birthday card, guys. You can see that lovely calligraphy job right here. And then, oh, well, we're not going to see the inside because we don't want to, you know, share private messages. But, you know, we also have this little part, so it's right here and you know, titled on the back so that he will be able to be identified and have all of his information. And so, what is the best way for people to find you should they need your calligraphy or other services?
Well, I can. Is it safe to give my phone number out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If it's a public number, it's safe to give out.
Let's see. It's 678-933-6073. 6073. And actually, I acquired my email address from a client I was working on in Cobb County. And I was in the middle of drawing all these caricatures, and they said, unknown to me, they were making a business card for me as a gratuity. And it goes Tony for Tony, Swilley, SWILLEY, _, caricature artist at yahoo.com. I was like, people ask me, why so long? I said, well, it was a gift. I only gift over to the mouth. So it's CARICATURE artist.
Got it.
T Swilley _ caricature artist at yahoo.com. I'll say it again.
Yes, and you should. And I just noticed you have this big piece over here. I did not see that originally.
It's just a show.
No. If it's big, we got to see it.
It's just what I used 2 weeks ago to showcase my activity.
Oh, okay, good. So this is like his, yeah, you have to have your whiteboard so you can sit there and draw everybody's attention to where you're doing your fabulous artwork.
Okay. That's how it works.
All right. Well, Tony, I expect that we will be working together on some events. And, you know, of course, like I said, he does the sign design, he does the cards, he does portraits, he does caricatures. He is a true artist through and through, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Swilley, caricature artist.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure, always.
Oh, absolutely. You're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up, an All Good Minute with Jessica. It's All Good.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jessica. It's All Good Minute. That's not my name. Sorry, hold on. I'm Jessica. It's All Good Williams, and this is an All Good Minute. Shout out to Tony. He drew me at the Jingle Mingle. I felt so fancy. Anyway, so I'm here because I call myself Jessica. It's All Good Williams because I'm a very positive person, and therefore I like to give people some positive advice that will help them in this crazy thing we call life. So what is my advice today? Well, it's for the ladies today. Hi, ladies. Turn up, whoop, whoop, whoop. So, when it comes to being a woman, we have this thing called beauty. A lot of work, a lot of pressure, and sometimes it gets to us. So this is a beauty tip for the ladies. Now, sometimes you have what we call a bad hair day, and you don't know how to deal with that situation. I have the key that will change your bad hair days forever. Cut it off, people. That's right. I mean, think about it. Anytime you have something getting on your nerves, you let it go. Man, woman getting on your nerves, dump them. Don't like where you live? Move. Hate your job? Quit. So why not cut all that hair off? Now you're thinking, Jessica, you didn't cut yours off. It's not about me. It's about you today. So take that route. Just let it all go. Think about this. I'm starting up a new thing called Bald is the New Black. Yeah? Think about it. You don't need this hair, and if you cut this off, you will save money and have your hair problem fixed forever. So, I hope you take my advice. It works. It's hot. My name is Jessica. It's all good Williams. And if it's good with you, it's good with me. If it's not good with you, well, nobody was asking you in the first place. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Got it, honey?
So we gotta roll.
That'll be good.
We good? Mm-hmm. There we go. Oh, scoot over this way. You scoot over this way.
Haha.
You come this way.
Yes, I'm coming this way.
You good? Rolling?
Probably. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. To my left, I now have with me Demetria Russel. Now, I got her name referred to me by Antheon Denard, a photographer that I met when I was doing the, oh, I'm having a moment, Hands Across Atlanta, and that was, he was the official photographer at the Hands Across Atlanta outdoor events that they were doing. And Hands Across Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen, is an organization that does homeless outreach. So they provide a lot of as many things as they can get from their volunteers, but they have donations of personal items or food or clothing and stuff like that that they will put together and then go out and distribute to the homeless community. And he has his great friend Demetria Russel here, and she is here today to talk to us about MS and his multiple sclerosis. And if you watched any of the prior shows, you know I've made little brief allusions to my dad here and there, but my dad did have multiple sclerosis, so this is a disease that I'm very familiar with, and some, one that, you know, even now people don't know a lot about. And it really helps to have education on these types of diseases, because you know, for a long time, diseases like this and like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's and stuff just really weren't well understood. But now we have tons and tons of funding that are pouring into all these other diseases, and maybe not as much as there could be for MS. I know another notable person that we know that was Annette Funicello, who was one of the original Mickey Mouse Club members, and she developed MS late in life. So there's definitely been some high-profile people, but just not a lot of high-profile attention. So I guess let's start with talking about how you got diagnosed with MS.
Well, actually, back in 2005, I want to say, I was pregnant and I ended up having a miscarriage, and from there I ended up having to have surgery. I had to have, you know, tumors. It was tumor related. So once I started recovering from that, I developed a slight limp on the right side, which they had to open me back up. So I thought it was related to my surgery. And I was going back and forth to the doctor for well over a year. So it was May of 2008 was my first evaluation, my first visit with a neurologist. And that's when he told me that he think I have MS. And going back and forth before I was actually told that, it was kind of frustrating because everything I got tested for, everything, and they were like, no, that's not it, that's not it. So it was pretty frustrating because I knew something was wrong with me because the limp was developing. Then it was other things that were going on, but I didn't realize that all of it was associated to the same thing. So I I got admitted into the hospital September of 2008 because I had to get the spinal tap done, which was like the final stage, which was really awful.
Spinal taps
the
are
final
not
stage
fun.
of them diagnosing me with it or whatever. So my official date was September 19, 2008 that I was diagnosed with it. What's affected with me is my mobility, my legs. It was initially my right leg for the most part, but I guess over the years I put so much weight on my left leg that now both legs are affected or whatever. And along with it comes a whole lot of other things. It affects your bladder, your bowels, your mood. You know, I am temperamental to all of the weather. The cold bothers me, stiffens me up. The heat fatigues me, tires me out, drains me, slow me down more. It's just a lot of things that go along with it. But I try to stay positive and upbeat about it because I'm too young to be laying around the house. So I still work, I drive. I'm glad about that. I can still drive. I drive. I do things. I'm active. I'm a part of. I'm an Eastern Star, part of International Masons.
Right. You know, I want to touch on that real quick because I've heard of the Masons, and I'm sure a lot of people out there have heard about Masons. But what exactly are the Masons, or the Georgia International Masons? What is their focus?
Well, I can say the Eastern Star.
Eastern Star. Sorry.
Well, it's pretty much a Christian-based organization. We all for the same cause of helping people, things of that nature. So it's just like a big group of people that all have the same belief, and we believe in helping people.
Yay, excellent. So let's, once you got the diagnosis, and there's really not a treatment for it per se. There really isn't. It's kind of once you have it, there's things you can do to try to stave off the progression of it, but not so much to actually be treated for it. So what, let's say, like, what were your first steps once you found out you actually had the disease to managing it?
Well, when I first was diagnosed with it, the first medication, I've been on probably about 6 or 7 medication. The first one they put me on was the Copaxone, which is the daily shot you take. I hate needles. At the time, they only had, all the medication they had at the time was injections. So the Copaxone was daily, you take it every day. So for the first month or so, I was sick. It had me feeling sick, the nauseous and things like that. And I was just adjusting to it. I was on that one for about a year, and I had to get off of that because there are 7 sites that you have to give yourself the injection, and I started having reactions. So they then took me to the Avanex, which is the once-a-week shot, which is the bigger needle because it goes directly into the muscle. And with that one, I had really bad symptoms. So once I received that, it was like flu-like symptoms. Sometimes my husband would have to get up to take me to the restroom. Pretty much I was out of it for almost a complete 24 hours where I couldn't function my normal ways of functioning. From the Avanex, I went to the Rebuff, which was 3 times a week. I was on that for a short period of time because I have a lot of spasms, and at times that I'm doing the actual injection, I will have a spasm, so the medication would be lost.
Right.
And it's expensive
medication
medication
not
for
cheap.
So from the Rebuff, I went to the Gilenya, which was the first pill that was out, which is the one that I'm currently on. I was on the Gilenya for about a year, and from that I went to the Tysabri, which is the infusions that you take once a month. I did about 15 treatments of the Tysabri. And that's the one they said is a little bit more aggressive, and it kind of helps, but out of all the medications that I've taken, I haven't seen any improvement. So I can't say that it's helping, but I can't say that it's not because I haven't had any more lesions since my initial diagnosis or whatever. For those that don't know, MS, multiple sclerosis, is a neurological disease, and I have what they call lesions, which are actually holes in the brain, which is a blockage. So the message that your body tries to transmit to certain parts of your body to do things, there's a blockage that keeps it from doing that. So that's where it all stems from.
Right.
And like I said, with the Tysabri, I ended up being taken up to Tysabri because my levels, I want to say, what is it, the JCV levels was testing positive, which is kind of like that rare brain disease. My levels were testing positive, so I had to get off of that because I'm dealing with enough. And so I'm back on the Gilenya for now. But honestly, I'm at the point where I'm ready to take a different approach. I don't want to be on any of the medications no more because all of the medication they have for MS, the side effects are really harsh. It affects your liver and, other things, and I don't need anything added on to this. This is a lot to deal with right here. So.
Well, I know that you have ideas and some motivations behind ways that you want to help maybe start putting together some events or putting together some, groups or something to help go out and spread and educate people with multiple sclerosis. What are some of the smaller ideas, that, like the initial ideas that you've come up with?
My initial thought, I wanted to try to put on a function where, you know, it's kind of pretty much kind of like a soiree where you get together and just, you know, have like the wine type thing, a little appetizers or something, and just kind of spread the word about that. I did participate in the MS Walk this year. This was my third or fourth time that I just haven't been able to do it in a few years because it always conflict with something else I have going on. And I think that's a way too. I didn't get to let all of my friends know about it this year because they would have participated as well.
Yeah.
But I think, awareness is definitely something that needs to be done because I'm out. People look at me, you know, like I'm sitting here now. If I get up and start moving, I get a funny look like what's wrong with her or whatever. And people don't know, so they ask, you know, some will say what's wrong, and I tell them what it is, most sclerosis. And they just say, oh, I'm sorry, I pray for you. I'm thinking, what are you praying about? You don't know what it is. I mean, I really be trying to get dialect going, form dialect for people. I make jokes about it. I mean, it is what it is. There are so many people with so many things going on that, you know, I don't dwell on this.
It can be really easy to get bitter when you have a long-term issue. I mean, because that is one thing that did happen to my dad. But staying positive will help your body so much more. So here's a little call to action. If we have anybody out there who, you know, and I've got a ton of friends in the nonprofit sector, of course, so I'm really talking to you guys. But if you have some ideas or some ways you want to come together and help Demetria and you know, maybe come up with some plans or some ideas for an initial event or something to help spread the word, then, you know, please, of course, reach out to us. What is a good way the best way for people to contact you if they have ideas or if they have something they want you to, you know, if you already have an MS event and you need a speaker, you know, we have lots of, you know, we can do that too. So, you know.
That would be a thing. I am on Facebook. That's the only social media network I have is Facebook, and it's just my name, Demetria Simmons Russell. That's my name on Facebook, and also my email address is Demetria Simmons, which is DemetriaSimmons@yahoo.com.
And when we have the upload of this, there will be, of course, links in the description below. So I'm saying this, okay, if you're watching this later, there's a link in the description below that will take you to her email, and it also has her phone number. So, you know, of course, serious inquiries only or questions, but again, if you have a multiple sclerosis related event, you have some ideas, maybe it's something you've been thinking about because it's impacted your life in some way, shape, or form, please, 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 please reach out. We're going to go ahead and bring Jessica It's All Good Williams back on, guys, because we are out of time for this month. But thank you so, so much for joining us here. Please, please go check out my website. Follow the link to the No Strings Attached enews.com/online film festival website thing there and get all the information you need about that. You can, of course, find a link for Jessica It's All Good Williams. You can hire her for comedy and DJing because she's amazing. And we will, of course, have a link for Tony Swilley as well, or at least his phone number and his email, so you can contact him for caricature advice. And, of course, our link to the lovely Demetria. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for coming back. And we will see you guys at a future point in time here on the Audioprism Show.